Hi guys, sorry I'm so late. I was trying to dry my hair, it was absolutely soaking wet, and then it just went all fluffy like a fluff ball. So I just get the hairdryer and dry it, and it's gone dead straight. Here's the oh god, my glasses, I can't even see anything. Hi Danielle, hi Kristen, hi Angie, hi BH, hi Luna. Hi guys. Sorry I'm so late, guys. Sorry. Hi Lisa, hi Lexia. Hi everyone. Who's here? 31 people here are waiting. Sorry, guys. Can I even see out of those? Kind of. Kate Glover's here. Arcie's here. Nicolette. Alyssa. Other Alyssa. Hi, guys. Hang on. Let me have a big sip of water. Okay. Excuse my crazy hair, guys. It's gone dead straight. It's just going what it's going to have to look like in this live today. Okay. Now, where's this light? This light is not really cutting it. Okay. Hang on, let me go to the top. Had no idea you went live on YouTube. Yes, every Tuesday, YouTube Tuesday. Facebook Friday. Alyssa's here. Hey, loves. How are you doing? I struggle with health, mental and physical conditions that affect the way that my brain works. Yes, I get brain fog, and sometimes it's hard for my mind and body to where's part two? Communicate, which is making me feel like I can't do my work properly successfully. I know I'm naturally smart. I've always have been. It's just since traumatic things I've been through and since my mental and physical health decline, it's like I can't write down what my mind knows. Please, could you give me some affirmations that I can help with this? I've been saying that I have photographic memory and retain information so easily, and I'm intelligent, but I don't know I need more than that. Also, I'm working on making my health better, but I was born with my, where's 5? Where's part 5? I was born with my, I don't know what that is. I can't find information, motivation, and money also. So, I haven't fallen behind with my self-concept. The other day I was in the supermarket and this random guy came up to me while I was looking at candles and started telling me how gorgeous I am and how he could look into my sky blue eyes all day. Oh, and then he asked for my number. He has since messaged me and won't stop calling me gorgeous. Thank you in advance, Loz. Hope you're doing as amazing as always. Oh, really? So what were you born with okay. So first of all, remember I told you about that diet that I've been on for years? That helps with brain fog, darling, because brain fog is normally associated with insulin. Okay. So that's how dementia ends up developing in people, because they get brain fog and then the brain fog is caused by the insulin levels in their body. Okay. So first of all, I would really look into the ketogenic diet. If I were you, look up Dr. Eric Berg and watch all his videos on it, just as something that in the 3D might help you. Okay. Now someone went off their brain at me in the comments, who ended up unfollowing me because I recommended that to you. Now, I'm sorry. I believe that helps me. I also know that it helped my mum. So I know that it's not a manifestation thing, but there is such a thing as functionality in your body and such a thing as insulin levels and stuff like that. So if I recommend things like that to people on a medical level, like in terms of like your body has this kind of functionality and blah, 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 then I couldn't care less if that doesn't sound like manifestation. If I feel like it might help you, I'm going to say it. Okay. So I couldn't care less what someone thinks about that. Secondly, and also I know other manifestation coaches like Sammy Ingram has been done ketogenic diets, so people gone off at her. Secondly, okay, what you need to decide is that I remember everything I read. I have a photograph, like I remember everything now. That brain fog has gone away. I remember my brain was really foggy. I remember when I couldn't remember things. I remember when I couldn't retain the information. I don't know what was going on. Maybe I just was going through a bit of trauma and a bit of mental stuff at the time. And so my brain was just concentrating on that and not concentrating on the day-to-day short-term memory stuff of what I was trying to remember. That's all it was. It was just the traumatic incidents I was going through and just the traumatic stuff I was going through at the time and my mental instability at the time that was causing that. That's all it is. And now I'm not mentally unstable anymore. And now I'm feeling better. And now my self-concept's on point. That memories come straight back. That retaining of information comes straight back. That's the old Alyssa. The old Alyssa was a little bit affected mentally by what was going on in her emotions and in her mind at the time. And now I function like I used to and remember everything like I used to, just like I used to. See, that's the old you, darling. Kate Glover, if someone doesn't believe in ghost spirits, if they live in a haunted house, it has some paranormal activity. Will that person experience that as well, even if they don't believe in those things? Oh, yes. I know lots of people who've been very skeptical and then lived in haunted houses and are like, well, I'm not skeptical anymore. They'll just pass it down to circumstance. They'll say it's a coincidence. They'll say it was the TV going on and off. It was, an electrical fault. They'll give it a whole lot of other reasons as to other things other than it being a spirit, right? So one example I've got for that is Molly. One example I've got of that is my uncle died in the house that he built, and he lived there most of his adult life with my auntie and their 2 kids. And when he died, he was building another house for her, and he died whilst they were building that house, and it wasn't quite finished. And she moved into the new house. But I said to her, I bet you he's in the other house, because that was his house. He's probably hanging around in there. Anyway, a person who rented that house found his son one day. They live in a small town, and found him in a pub. Was friends with one of his friends and said, just tell your friend that his dad walks around and drives me crackers. And he's walking around the house, and he gets up at night, he walks around late at night, and he drives me insane. And I've been the biggest skeptic in my whole life, and now I've got this dude in my house, and I can't deny it because I literally see him all the time, and he wakes me up almost every night. The guy was like completely skeptical. He was like, well, I cannot believe it now. I see him every night walking around the house. It's really annoying. He bangs and clangs in the kitchen, and I'm like, dude. The guy who rented the house. Lisa, it's great to see you here. Yes, it is. Morning, Loz. Hope you're hi, let go. Hi, Nor. Okay, Loz. SP, it didn't follow through on birthday plans. I know it's my fault because I have thoughts of doubt. It's all right. I was so sad and cried, but I let myself let it out and still affirm self-concept. Well, happy birthday, Nor, darling. Why aren't these part 2 showing? Now I can't see part 2 of what you said. I can only see part 3. Honestly, can't wait to take your self-concept course, but I wrote my old story from childhood and burnt it and replaced it with new thinking. But I want to make sure I really understand my self-concept and got to the core of it. Guys, I've got to get this done so you can all be helped, okay? I'm giving a good meaning, and I just know that how it unfolds doesn't even matter. So I'm trying my hardest to live in the end. I just have the knowing it's done and need to relax. That's great, darling. Just having the knowing it's done. Wonderful. I can't see part 2, but and look, guys, if things like that happen with birthdays and things, you've got to chalk it up to, what was I thinking? Oh yeah, I was thinking they were going to disappoint me. I was thinking they didn't want to see me. I was hoping that it would work, but I was deep down fearing that they wouldn't call me or wouldn't make plans, and then it happens. It's so annoying because it just might be a fleeting thought you had a few times and it manifests, and it's super annoying. So at least you're aware of that, darling. So I'm trying to get this horrible nail polish off my nails, guys. John Gal, oh, I get to be in the beginning. Oh, John. Sabrina, hi, Loz. Have you personally manifested physical changes? Yes, like my hair. Can you talk about this? Thanks. Yes, well, my hair normally goes wavy, but I just had to straighten it then because it went all fluffy because it wasn't dried properly. And I went like this with my hands and I fluffed it and it went all like up here, all fluff. But I've made my hair curly, wavy and voluminous since starting this account. If you go back to my original videos, probably lives 1 to 10, my hair's like this. And also, people always say I'm glowing, and one of my affirmations was I have glowing skin. A lot of people have manifested physical changes in the group, like weight loss, change of eye color, etc. Just go in and put physical changes or body, type the word body or eyes or weight loss in the search bar in the Facebook group, guys, in the Subconscious Laws Facebook group. I know sometimes the link doesn't work here on YouTube. I don't know why. And I know on the old videos I say Manifest Live with Loz because that's what the account used to be called. Hey, Loz, so last weekend I called my SP just randomly and he made a comment saying, I'm surprised you called. You usually don't call out of the blue. You just text a lot. And I didn't call because I was trying to stay in Queen energy. I don't mind calling him sometimes, though. Anywho, I brought it up, what he said, and asked him, what do he want me to start calling him more instead of texting all the time? He didn't respond to that message, basically just started a new conversation. At first I got irritated, but then while at work I realised it triggered me because I felt like he was ignoring me, even though he was still having conversation, which is something I need to work on. But crazy how fast I caught on to why I was feeling triggered in that moment. Look, guys, if you do something and then you don't get the response you want and you get triggered, you know that's still one of your triggers you need to work on. I feel like he doesn't want me. I feel like he doesn't call me enough. I feel like he doesn't want this relationship. What were the fears you were having that came up that got you triggered? Have you watched some of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial? I pretty much watched the whole thing. It's constantly on my TikTok. And someone brought up a really good point today that I saw on a video. It was a lawyer saying, if his lawyers don't jump on the fact that he said that one of his text messages to Paul Bettany was, she is a vicious whore or something, or something about being a whore, and they need to pick up on it when they cross-examine him and say, when they redirect and say, what did you mean by that? And then he can say, well, she was having affairs with James Franco and Cara Delevingne and Elon Musk during our marriage. She is a whore. That's why I was saying the word whore. I wasn't doing it for an insult. I was doing it because she was actually fucking people behind my back. So they're saying, I hope the lawyer picks up on that, because if they don't, they're not giving him the opportunity to talk about the affairs very much. Well, I think they already have talked about them. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've seen a lot of snippets. It's all over my view page. It's all I'm seeing. Very funny. Johnny is cracking me up with his sass. Oh, some of his comments. Honestly, if someone doesn't make a coffee table book with his texts, like DJ MaxiPad, I mean, fuck me. Some of his texts are so funny, and some of his retorts are so funny. I'm just wetting my pants. He's hilarious. And then there was a video today of him like writing something on a post-it note while they're waiting in court for the judge to do something. Next minute, he goes across and gives it to his lawyer. It was just a drawing of a vampire that he'd done, and the lawyer's like, and you could see the lawyer going, he goes, I'm going to keep that. And you could see him going, oh, wow, that's because, he's an artist. And he did this little drawing of a vampire. It's so funny. I love him. I just love him. He probably won't win, but based on the court of public opinion, he'll win. Hi, Loz. I logically understand everyone's been pushed out, no free will, but I'm having trouble really getting Samantha, hang on, let me read this properly. Super chat. Thank you, darling. I logically understand everyone's been pushed out and no free will, but I'm having trouble really getting it when it comes to someone being in a way that is not favorable. I don't react when triggered outwardly. Well, that's great. You don't get triggered when if you're not reacting when getting triggered outwardly, you're reacting mentally but not outwardly. Great. But you've got to understand that the thing that they're doing that's triggering you are seeing them in a certain light, and they're doing that to you, and you're then getting triggered. So unfortunately, you've got to backtrack a little bit. Why am I getting triggered by him doing this? Okay, well, probably because I haven't fixed my triggers from childhood, but is it also because I see them in a certain way? Being in a way that's not favorable. So if you've got an assumption that they are being in a way that's not favorable, you are thinking of them in a way that's not favorable. That's why you said that. Oh, they don't like me to call them. They don't call me very much. They're non-communicative. They're not very committal. They don't want to be boyfriend, girlfriend. They just want fuck buddies. That's your assumption. That's you pushed out. They are dismissive of me. They ignore me. They're your thoughts pushed out. And then when that thought that you've had about them manifests in the way they turn up unfavorably, and then you get triggered by it, well, you've got to understand that you caused that. You are the only cause. You started it. You started the thought about them. You read into something they were doing. You thought they were a certain way, and they continue to show up that way until you change your mind about them. Right? It can be small thoughts you have about someone, like they don't want me. They just want to be casual. And the next minute they say something like that. And you're like, oh my God, huh? And you get triggered, but you've got to think, did I think that? Or anything like that. Anything akin to that. Doesn't have to be those exact words, right? Investigate. Write down all the unfavorable aspects of this person. And then think, do I think this about them? Do I think this is true about them? If you think it's true about them, you've got to throw all that unfavorable truth that you think is true away. It's not true. It's what you think is true. Guys, there's no truth out here. It's only fiction. It only came from your mind first. Whatever you think about them, you sticky noted them with. It's like Johnny Depp with the vampire sticky note. Issues. Fuckboy. Right? You're sticky noting them with your unfavorable thoughts, and then they'll show up that way. Don't blame them. Right, Samantha? Write down everything you think about him that's unfavorable. It'll show you what you've been thinking about them. Then you've got to change every single one of those things. It's great you're not reacting, but don't just keep them there in the entity of unfavorability. Change them and don't react. Don't just keep them there the same and don't react. Well, how are you doing anything to change the situation that you're trying not to react to? You've got to change the thing you're reacting to in your mind. Thanks, Nor. Darling, got a question, or are you just giving me money for answering your question? Thank you, darling. Where was the rest of that question? There was no part 2. Did I answer your question, Samantha? Veronica, hello, SP and I speaking, but he's so distant and cold towards me. Well, that's your thought. What am I doing wrong? How can I fix it? Read your question. He is so distant and cold. That's what you're doing wrong. Did I not just say, be careful what you're sticky noting them with? Distant. Cold. I'm distant and cold. Take them away, please. Take them off them. Got it? That's what you're doing wrong. See them differently. See them as loving you, the complete opposite of that, and warm and loving towards you, the complete opposite of cold, and coming towards you and communicating, the complete opposite of distant. Molly, if you don't stop barking, have you watched some of the... I saw that one. crapping on about Johnny Depp. How do you get back on track after being triggered in 3D by the old story showing up? I thought it was over, but I had a rough couple of days. I was so at peace, but can't seem to get back. Oh, look, it happens, guys. I didn't realize I still have a ton of anxiety surrounding SP and old story with third parties. I thought I was over it. Look, guys, if it's a third party thing, it's a whole lot of I'm not chosen. I compare myself to others. Other people are better than me. I'm not enough thinking. I'm not the priority. Okay, so it's still there in you. Some of you think you've magicked away all your self-concept, and then something will happen in the 3D that triggers you again, and you realize it's still there. The remnants are still there. You had a skin cancer on you. They cut it out, but there's still some fucking remnants in there. They have to come back and get out. You have to go back and get it out, right? That's about your self-concept of feeling not chosen, not good enough, not prioritized. Go and do my banished third-party sleep tape, Snowy. Don't worry about it. It's come up. That's good. Some stuff has come up for me recently that showed me that I have this dominant assumption that I do things wrong. It's great. I'm really glad it's happened because it's fucking shown me. Like, if I never speak to this triggered person again who got triggered by me, they've done me a fucking massive favor by holding a mirror up to me and saying, Lodge, you thought you'd really helped yourself with all your self-concept and you're telling other people how to work on their self-concept. But this is one big, huge thing that you keep thinking, which is you upset people, you trigger people, you do things wrong because you're wrong. And this person has just held that mirror right up in your face. Thank you. Now I can fix it. And if you never come back, well, too bad. You're missing out on hanging out with me, talking to me, because you got triggered by something I said because I had a dominant assumption that I trigger people. Unfortunately, I did that. How do you stay in Queen energy and be okay with texting them, calling them sometimes? Well, if you don't feel like you're in Queen energy, I would not text or call first sometimes at all. I wouldn't do it until you feel like you're in Queen energy. If you've got any fear behind it, Brianna, don't fucking do it. That's the answer. Why do I sometimes feel nervous about the idea of seeing my SP? I thought I saw him and got super nervous for some reason. How can I fix this? After I realized I was nervous, I affirmed for self-concept and then affirmed for SP, and I knew story and it helped a lot. I just hated the feeling and wonder what might have triggered it. Well, just feeling like he's better than you. You put him on a pedestal. You love him so much. You really want it to work out. You're really desperate for this to work out. You really like them. Sometimes guys, you just really like them. But it's nerves, then you're not in your Queen energy and you've kind of put them above you in your estimation. Like they're better than me. Do you think they're better than you in any kind of way, Chloe? Is it that? I probably already know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Do I continue living the end or affirm that SP is getting rid of third party or both? I'm prepared to be yelled at if need be. Don't worry, darling. Look, guys, some of you are just so obsessed with the third party that me saying to you, forget about her, stop focusing on her, focus on you and living in the end of you and SP together isn't enough for you because you're so fucking obsessed with them, which is deep down a core issue of you feeling not good enough, comparing yourself to others and seeing other women as competition and you're not enough for him. So until you change that self-concept, magicking her away won't really do anything. It's you're thinking of her and you're focusing on her because you don't feel enough for him. You don't feel like you're the loved one. You don't feel the chosen one. You think you're not prioritized by him. You think other girls' competition. Until you get rid of that thinking about yourself in relation to her, in relation to him, magicking her away pretty much won't do shit. But you can magic her away all you like. But what I'd like you to really work on is I'm the priority. I'm the chosen one. Who wouldn't want me, etc. Because magicking away her won't really do shit, darling. Are you working on your self-concept because you're doing things that are all about him, him, him? What are you doing about you? That's the answer. Oh, who's this? Thank you, Miss Manifestor. Hey, Loz, I wondered how I can start seeing my SP as loyal after a miscarriage. How can I affirm that it brings us closer? There is movement. Why would he be disloyal because of that? Where are you getting this idea that because of a miscarriage, he would be disloyal? Did he pull away because of it? He got upset by it? Did you read into that the wrong way and think it meant that he didn't want you, but really it's because he's a man and the emotion of a miscarriage was very overwhelming for him and he didn't know how to express his emotions and so he withdrew or distanced because he didn't know how to express himself about the death of a baby? Did you think that? Did you give it good meaning rather than bad meaning if he distanced or changed his personality in some way? Or was it, because you've got to understand that when they change their personality in some way after an incident, you're thinking they'll change. If they've done something after an incident, you're thinking they're going to do it. So if he was cheating on you after the miscarriage or pulled away from you or distanced from you or was angry with you or treated you differently, did you think because of this thing that happened to us, because of me miscarrying, he will feel like this about me now? Or he will do this now or he won't want me now? Or what were you thinking? That's what caused his behavior that you're now trying to say he's loyal. But why did you think he was not loyal? Why did you think he was going to act differently? Why did he change? Why are you thinking he distanced? Why are you associating that event with distance? That's what, and lack of loyalty. I'm not sure what happened. Tell me what happened. Because why are you associating that with that? You're kind of thinking, because this has happened to me, I'm wrong, he won't want me. Or because this has happened to me, I fucked up. Or because this has happened to me, he'll want other girls. Or because this happened to me, he's going to act like this. What were you thinking? Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Loz. I'm really loathing my job, and honestly, I don't know how to live in my head and focus on the end. I don't want work. I don't want to work anymore. Please help. Look, darling, I remember that being like that with jobs that I fucking hated in England, and I woke up every morning thinking, God, I really not want to get out of bed to go to this fucking job. Okay. And I remember quitting teaching, taking a pay cut of like half my pay and going and just living life. And then I had to get another job, and I ended up being a job as a PA, and I enjoyed that at first, and then I hated that job. The whole problem was my self-concept. You can do the worst job in the world and be good in your self-concept and decide that you're in loving life, and you could be a garbage man and enjoy your life, right? It's about your self-concept. So what about the job aren't you enjoying? What are you loathing about it? Is because people don't treat you nicely? Is it because you don't enjoy the actual workload that you've got because it's overwhelming? Is it because you don't actually, it's not creative enough for you and you're a creative person? What is it about that you hate? And then start assuming that it's not like that anymore. It's different than that. Or assume you've got a new job and you love the new job. Or money comes to you out of the blue and you don't need to work and you've got passive income. I make money in my sleep. Money comes to me out of the blue. Say that. But investigate why you hated it so much. Why you hate it so much. What's it got to do with your self-concept? I know when I hated teaching teenagers, it's because I thought this is not what I'm meant to be doing with my life. Because I'm a creative person and being a content creator and doing this is so much more fulfilling. I had a real story about that. I wasn't meant to be doing that, and that wasn't my goal in life and aim in life and the thing I should be doing. That's why I was so depressed. What's the proper way of doing sats? I fall asleep doing them sometimes at night or morning. That's all right, darling, but it's not, you don't have to be totally meditative. It's just turning your monkey mind off a bit. You can breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, get to a bit of a crescendo, like you breathe and really relax yourself and then do it. That's what Neville describes sometimes. Or you can just drift off into a drowsiness or just be manually doing stuff like if I'm sitting here wiping nail polish off my nails, that's kind of meditative. I'm not really doing anything. I'm doing something manual, like stuffing envelopes or doing something. This is kind of sats, washing the dishes. And then I can imagine. You don't have to be fully asleep, guys. If you find it hard to do it, just do it when you're driving or manually doing something. All right. Hang on. Best not to even acknowledge third party. Yes, John, exactly. Why did it take some people years to get their manifestations? Because they're saying it will take years, because they've got a real dominant story about why they won't get it, got a real dominant story about the self concept associated with it, or it just took time. Guys, sometimes it's take time. Hello, Loz. SB and I speaking again, but he seems so cold. I saw that one. SB texts all day but doesn't make plans and always continues conversations. Is it my self-concept reflecting that's keeping him from asking me on dates? What's within my self-concept to focus on? Well, stop saying he doesn't take you on dates. I do your priority and chosen sleep chats every night. I switch them up, and your morning meditation every morning for 2 weeks now. I know my self-concept's improving. Oh, good, no, that's great. Darling, just stop saying that he's not doing that. Start saying he is making plans with you. You see each other all the time. Start putting in some action affirmations like that. We see each other all the time. I'm manifesting a relationship back and the third party is gone, as he started dating people after it, but now we have started our friendship again. Oh, okay, so after your miscarriage, I'm manifesting the relationship back and the third party is gone as he started dating people after it. But now we have started our friendship again. Okay, well, are you seeing yourself as only the friend and you're kind of friend zoning yourself with him and you're seeing him as liking others, wanting others, but not wanting you? So you've got a whole lot of I'm not a priority, I'm not chosen by him thinking. If you even think he's dating others or wants others or there's third party situations going on, darling, go and do my I'm chosen sleep tape and start seeing you and him as a couple, not friends. In your head, be a couple in your mind, right? And think of all the qualities in you that he wants, that you possess, that no one else has, right? And start seeing you as a couple in your mind. And stop seeing him as not wanting you and wanting others. Stop doing that. Would a self-concept sleep tape with 10% SP affirmations be a good idea? Yes, make one of your own, guys, if you want to. Hey, Loz, why do I have opposing dreams when not listening to the affirmation tapes? I never dream when I'm sleeping with them on, but then I don't have opposing dreams. Could this be a subconscious purge? Could be. When you don't have them on. Oh, well, yeah, it could be purging out while it's really dominating your mind while you're sleeping. When you don't have them on, it's not dominating your mind anymore, and your mind's purging out a whole lot of shit. After I burnt their pics together a couple of weeks ago, I've been able to keep her out of my thoughts for the most part. Okay, why did you have to go and do that? Why do you even have pics of them together? What? How do you have pictures of them together? How are you even in possession of that? Did you go and take it off the internet and print it out and then burn it? You got a real obsession with this bitch. It's nothing to do with her, Princess Amy. You've got to start working on your self-concept of you are loved and chosen and the chosen one. Burning pictures of her won't do shit. Have you burnt all the things in you that caused you to think she's competition? It's not about her. Another third party could come again tomorrow. You have to burn fucking pictures of that bitch. It's not about them. It's about you not feeling loved. It's about you not feeling chosen. It's about you not feeling good enough. Burn all the pictures you like. Won't fucking do anything. Okay. Do we ignore our reality or accept the current reality? I do more accepting than ignoring, but if you can't ignore, accept. Accepting's a lot easier. Well, I caused this, I'm changing it, right? A lot easier. Also in the morning when we first wake up, it's like burning pictures of third party. That's trying to ignore. Well, I'm sorry, you just had to go to the effort of burning it. You're really fucking focusing on the bitch. I would rather you just accept she's there. Oh, look, I've created this third party with my shitty thinking and feeling I'm not chosen or good enough and thinking he doesn't love me. Well, I did that, didn't I? I'm magicking you away because I created you. I'm not going to go to the effort of burning your pictures because fuck, I created you. I'm burning my own creation. Darling, you can do that, but really work on your self-concept, please. Also in the morning when we first wake up and taking a shower, do you recommend saying our self-concept affirmations or desires or both? Yes. I do it every morning in the shower and when I wake up. Hi, Lois. I hope you're doing great. Hi, Angie. I've been feeling so depressed lately. Oh, no. I can't even get out of bed. It's starting to take a toll on me. I'll reach out to my SP since it's been over 18 months. SP and I last spoke of summer and I said it was hard to let me go and that I was a significant part of his life. I did everything for him. Some next level pain. I need to let him know how I feel. Is it okay to reach out and have a conversation with SP? So you're going to reach out, Angie, and tell him you're depressed and you think that's going to help. Your depression has nothing to do with him. You're getting depressed because you're placing your entire fucking happiness on this fucking dude, and I'm so sick of hearing about him, Angie. You're fucking obsessed with him. So ringing him up in a state of depression whilst in your absolute worst self-concept state would be the absolute worst thing you could do. But go ahead. Are you expecting that because you're depressed, he's going to have a reaction that's favorable because you're feeling depressed, he's going to feel sympathy for you? Is that why you're choosing this particular moment in time to ring him? Don't know why you're doing that. Worst time to ring him. Who wants to hang out with a depressed person? Oh, sounds like fun. I can't wait to come over and hang out with you while you're lying in bed crying about yourself. This sounds hilarious. Angie, you're placing your entire happiness on him. I know you feel like he's the only one you need and you don't have others around you and you are alone, but you've got to stop focusing your entire happiness on him, Angie. You've got this thinking of like, without him, I'm nothing. That's why you're depressed. It's not about the depression. It's about what you're thinking about him in relation to you. But go ahead and reach out to him, have a conversation, get back to us. Struggling with dropping the old story about SP. I feel the urge to block him due to the story out of nowhere, but lately I've started affirming about my self-concept when I feel so. Any guidance? Why are you guys blocking people? What's it got to do with... You start blocking people, guys. It's got nothing to do with the other person. It's your trigger causing you to block the person. So you're struggling with the old story, but apparently it's all their fault, so you're going to block them. You're struggling not to be triggered, but you're going to block them. Guys, you're blaming them for all your triggers and all your old story, and it's nothing to do with them, and you'll block them like a triggered bitch, and they'll think, what a fucking triggered bitch. Just like I think about the person who's blocked me recently. All my thought was, after I was upset by the fact that they did it, was, oh my God, this person's mental. They're a triggered bitch, just like all the other triggered bitches in my reality who are triggered by me holding a mirror up to their problems. Wow, I've attracted yet another triggered bitch into my reality. That ain't got nothing to do with me. It's just my dominant assumption that I attract triggered bitches into my reality. Better stop thinking there's triggered bitches around me, triggered men and women. They're just going to look at you like I look at this person's reaction right now and think the person's reaction was hysterical because they misunderstood a conversation, because they failed to ask me, Loz, what do you mean by that? Instead, they just blew up in their own mind, had a triggered moment and blocked me from their own trigger and acted hysterical and mental. And now I'm looking at them like they're a mental patient that needs mental psychiatry, like needs to go to a shrink, because the reaction was so hysterical and so weird and so non sequitur with what I said, so incongruent to what I said. They totally misunderstood what I said and blocked me. And all I'm doing now in my mind is looking at the person who blocked me and thinking they're a nutcase. They're not a nutcase. I'm just annoyed, right? And I'm hurt. So I'm looking at them that way, but I'm looking at their actions like they're nuts. If you block someone, guys, sometimes the person's reaction when you block them is so bad because they look at you badly. Like I've looked at this person recently, and I don't mean to look at them like that. I shouldn't. But when people block you guys, you look like such a triggered bitch. Their reaction might not be very good. So go ahead and do that, darling. But hope you're really imagining a good reaction from them, because my reaction to this person's blocking was really not good. At first, it was upset, and then it was like, wow, this person's a nutcase. This person needs psychological help. Do that if you really want to. But I hope you're controlling what their reaction is going to be to your blocking. Hi, guys. Hang on. Oh, I'm not, and that sounds mean, like what I'm saying about someone. But, guys, if you block people, you've got to understand they will look at your actions as like you're insane, because blocking is not a solution to things. It's like being a child and chucking a tantrum. You discuss your problems with someone and you say, what did you mean by that? Or you take a bit of space, but blocking them so extreme. It's such an extreme action to take in life. When I was younger, we couldn't block people. We just had to say to our mums, tell them I'm not home when they rang our home phone number. There was none of this blocking business. You guys are so quick to the block, and all it does is make you look like a nut. I'm really sorry. In the other person's eyes, it looks really bad for you. It makes you look triggered and hysterical. So just remember that every time you block someone. What are they going to think of what I'm doing here? Team Johnny. Yeah, I think everyone's Team Johnny, except some fucking girl who wrote something the other day about, oh, I can't be on Team Johnny because she's female. And I wrote, really? And then she got all triggered by what I said. And I was like, and she's a really huge TikToker. And I was like, oh my God, you've got a huge platform here. Maybe don't make videos until your bias has gone away. Hang on, guys. Another person I've triggered. See, I've got a real dominant story. I trigger people. I even triggered this fucking TikToker with like 4 million followers. Red is really your colour, Loz. Oh, thank you, darling. Loz, giving you flowers for being so dope. Oh, thank you. Loz, I want to manifest a job, but I don't know what it would be. I crave independence because I'm 25 and still living with my parents, basically relying on pocket money. I don't even go out anymore because of it. Oh, okay. Well, then just start imagining you have a job. I love my new job. It was so easy for me to get. It's given me so much independence. I can do whatever I want because of this job. Hi, Loz. Me and SP text every day, once a day, but stops replying weekends. What in my self-concept is causing this? That I'm not a priority to him, that he does other things on the weekends, his friends are more important to me, that he only talks to me during the week. Hi, Loz. Hi, Loz and everyone. Hello. Can you clarify states? Okay, so I'm in the state of expert right now, in expert mode, I guess. Not that I feel I'm an expert, but I'm talking to you from a place of knowing, right? As soon as I turn this off, I might be in the state of pet owner, cat, 20-year-old cat looker after her, right? I might be in the state of caretaker for my mum when I go and see her at the home later today. I've changed my state. I'm still me. I've just changed states, right? So if you want to go from single to married, you go from thinking you're single to married. If you want to be rich, you're poor, and you want to think you're rich, go from poor to rich in your mind. All I'm doing is thinking differently about myself. I've gone from expert to cat looker after her in my mind. I'm still me. And the state of you manifests. Who do you think you are? That's what will manifest. Do I think I'm a caretaker of my cat? Then I'm a good caretaker. Do I think I'm expert when I talk to you guys? Then I'll be good at explaining things. The state is what manifests. So if I don't think I'm a good explainer of manifestation, then my account wouldn't grow because I don't think I'm good at it. And I'm not in the state of understanding this. Therefore, because I felt I was in the state of understanding this, my TikTok grew quite rapidly because I just stepped in the state of I understand this. I'm in the knowing state, right? I only affirm like 2 to 3 times a day for everything. Is that enough? Well, if it's not working out, darling, and your life isn't working out the way you want, do you think it's enough? It's your thinking. What are you thinking the rest of the time when the 2 to 3 times, after the 2 to 3 times, what the fuck are you thinking, Kate Lover? You're coming in here with a whole lot of questions about your life not working out, and then you're saying to me, is 2 to 3 times all right? It's like being hugely morbidly obese and saying, oh, I ate a healthy breakfast, but then I ate McDonald's the rest of the week and I lifted a weight once. Is that all right? And I'll go, listen, you fat bitch, what do you think? I don't mean that to be mean, but you know what I mean? Like it's that silly a question. You've come in here with a whole lot of questions about things aren't working out for you, and then you're saying, is doing it 2 to 3 times enough? Well, I don't know. Is it working out that everything's working out? Is it enough? Have you changed your thought enough? Probably not. Lots of you read Think and Grow Rich. Yes, darling. And do you recommend that? Yes, I have it here somewhere. Here it is. It's a very old copy. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I read this before I read Neville. I read it on a boat in Greece, I remember. It really changed my outlook on things. It's a wonderful book. He talks about infinite intelligence in here rather than calling it your subconscious. Although he does call your subconscious. He calls your subconscious infinite intelligence. He's wonderful, Napoleon Hill. I love him. Loz, how are you, beautiful? I don't have any questions. I'm just here to support you by watching. Oh, thanks, Jane, darling. What's this? Literally every man, including an ex I haven't seen in 15 years, wants me except for SP. Old story, just frustrated and sad. Well, Kelly, look, it happens to a lot of people. It's just birds for land. Don't be thrown by it. Just understand it means they're next. Yes, old story. Get rid of it. Hi, please help me out here. An astrology predicted. You're coming on here talking about astrologers' predictions. Are you really? A manifestation channel. You're talking about astrology predictions. And you think I'm going to be okay with this question. Just so you know. An astrologer predicted my SP and I won't get together. Everyone's reflecting your thinking, including the astrologer, but okay. And even if we do, it wouldn't last. That's your thinking. I came from a household who strongly believes in astrology. It's bugging me. Okay, well then you're fucked. Sorry, Poco Loco. Apparently, you and your SP are never going to work out. It's not going to last because you really believe this shit. I could get to the bottom of my tea and think the tea leaves mean that my SP and I are going to be together because I believe in tea leaves. You just believe in astrology. So you fucked yourself for life. You basically rolled over and fucked yourself up your own ass, Poco Loco, with that stupid thinking about astrology and that stupid belief in it. And it's really going to bug you for the rest of your fucking life because apparently you're not understanding that everyone is you pushed out and the astrologer was simply pushing out your dominant thinking of SP and I won't be together and it won't last. So let me ask you, why did you go to a fucking astrologer in the first place? Oh, I don't know. Probably because you have fears about your SP and you never getting together. And if you did, it wouldn't last. So all that they did was just regurgitate all your fucking thought out of their mouth. Stop watching me, darling, if you're still believing in all that shit. You are creating your reality. You just created that for yourself. Well done. Tick. I just created an astrologer, reflecting back all my shitty thinking about my SP. I'm masterful at this, but apparently it's all the astrologer's thoughts and not mine, even though I fundamentally understand because I'm on a manifestation channel that I create my reality. So I just created that reality, but I'm not understanding that. Literally every man. I saw that one. Gut health affects mental health. Well, yes, guys, they are connected. It is your second brain. Exactly that. Also, unsure if you remember me asking for help, but my police background check for work came in earlier than predicted. So thanks so much for your help. Oh, good, Chloe. Red Feeling is the Secret. That's an awesome book that makes that. Thanks for the suggested read. Made me feel empowered. Oh, good, darling. Hi, Loz. I need advice, guidance. Been following you for a while, but I feel stuck at the moment. Me and SP were talking for 6 months, 24/7. He was so into me. We had sex, and after that, he kept cancelling dates, becoming distant. Well, did you have a belief that after you had sex with him, he would distance, and that's all he wanted from you, and when he got it, he left? Distance on messages, plus we had Melbourne lockdown, which made it hard to see each other. My insecurities kicked in. We both got triggered one day and he said he needs space. 7 months later, we're in no contact. He was showing up amazing when we're talking, told all his family about me. He was so sweet and I'm really kicking myself over messing this up. Okay, so what you did was, darling, you thought when we have sex, it'll all go to shit. I've had sex with men before and they distance from me, or when I really have sex with them, I really start liking them and it all goes to pot. Have you have a history of that happening? And did you also have a dominant assumption that because of lockdown that you wouldn't be able to see each other and therefore it would affect the relationship, and therefore it did? So either you really started liking them after you had sex with them, which normally what happens with girls because we just have a different chemical reaction in our mind when we have sex, okay? So we attach and men withdraw. They have a testosterone response and we have a estrogen response. That's different from a man's response, right? So if you started attaching to him and then thought, I'm getting too attached, I'm getting too clingy, I'm getting too needy, I like him too much, and then you started thinking he's going to distance like every other man has, or because of the sex he's going to distance, or because of the lockdown we're not going to see each other, and because of that he'll meet other people, because of that he won't, because he's not seeing me, and now he's not getting sex from me because of the lockdown. We've now had sex and now we're not continuing to have sex, and so he's not going to be as interested in me because we've just had sex and now we can't have it because of lockdown. Did you have that thought? That'll do it. Oh, he's not getting sex from me, and now just the talking on the phone is enough for him. Just the FaceTime's enough for him. This won't be enough for him. He's going to withdraw from me. This isn't going to work out because once we've had sex, so they keep wanting sex. This is what men do. Was it that thinking? Tell me. Hey, Loz, things starting to get better with my parents financially. Oh, wonderful, Brianna. Someone just offered to pay the remainder of my rent, and my aunt and uncle, who are also my godparents, are buying just so the family that I created with my SP so I can have a safe space to live. I was also offered a new job at $3.50 more than the regular starting price I typically offer for that position. Oh, wonderful, Brianna. All right, darling. That's great news, darling. Well done. Who's this? NZ. Oh, thanks, Brianne. Have you got a question, darling? Now, guys, something happened on the live last week where people were writing super chats that were too long, and they would send the money, and then I would have no question inside the super chat. If you've gone over the character limit, it won't let you post the question, and all I'll get is NZ 8.99, but no question. So, Brianne, did you write a question just then, but it was too long, and you went over the character limit? I don't know why YouTube isn't giving you a limit and saying you've gone over the limit, but it happened about 5 times on the last live, and I had a whole lot of questions, a whole lot of boxes with no question. If you've done that by accident, darling, and you weren't just sending me $8.99 for no reason, please, Brianne, write super chat and then go ... and then write your question so I know it was you, and write it here, but not in the super chat. Just write it in the chat, okay? Because that happened a lot last week, guys. Please don't go over the character limit because it won't go in the box and I won't be able to read your question, right? So NZ, Brianne, write your question in the box. Who's this? Adriana. Hello, gorgeous laws. I'm at a point where I don't care about my manifestation anymore. I know it's mine and mine only. Wonderful, darling. No matter what the 3D shows, is that good or am I doing something wrong? That's great, darling. It's called indifference. What Neville called indifference. You're kind of like, oh, well, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't fucking care. Couldn't care less. Not you couldn't care, but you're just like indifferent to it, right? Kind of have a lack of caring a lot. That's a really good feeling. And sometimes that's when things really start to come in because you're not focused desperately putting all your energy and your fears on them. You're kind of like, I know it's going to come. I know it's going to happen. You're sitting back and letting it come to you. That's a really good thing. You're not doing anything wrong. No matter what the 3D shows. Well, that's wonderful, darling. No matter what, you're going to get what you want. That's a great thing to say and a great thing to think. You're doing everything right, Adriana. That's wonderful. And thank you for the super chat, darling. Sometimes I find myself arguing my head with SP2 because it's fun, but I shouldn't because it's bad. Well, please don't argue with them in your head. Desandra, Loz, I said this on your live on TikTok last night, but I think you missed it. My husband's video chatted me for 3 hours and third party is gone. Still with some unfavorable behavior, but I'm going to keep persisting. Oh, wonderful, darling. 3 hours video chat. Oh, wonderful. That's great. Keep going. Whatever you're doing is working. I need to contact my SP soon regarding some business dealings. We have not spoken for almost a year, almost got married. Can I call him or wait till he does it? Eventually, we need to speak. Well, just decide that when you speak, darling, it's all going to work out and he's going to be thrilled to hear from you and everything's going to go your way. But don't contact him if you're in a fearful place. Contact him only when you're feeling confident about the whole thing. Team Johnny or Amber? Is that a trick question? Who the fuck's on Amber's side? Who the fuck would ever believe that narcissistic bitch? She's clearly got personality disorder, borderline personality disorder. She's clearly a narcissist. She clearly lied. It's very clear in her audios that she's making up stories. It's very clear that she's trying to intimidate him with all that BPD stuff by even turning up in the courtroom wearing the same clothes as him the next day. She's doing everything that BPD people do and people with narcissistic personality disorder do. Like, it's so obvious. She's a full-blown lying bitch. Sorry. No sympathy for that bitch. Don't know what happened to her in childhood, but it was fucked up. And she also domestically assaulted her wife, but they can't use that in this case. They were arrested in an airport. She was arrested in an airport for domestic assault against her wife in 2009. Red flag. Dude, Desandra, big movement. Yes, big movement. Just don't invite to say hello. What, Marty? Paula. Loz, I contacted about the tickets that I got yesterday. It was $450, but when they told me I had 14, but it was being sent to the wrong address, the total was $2,400. I was so upset I had to pay half. What's this? It was $450 when they told me I had 14, but it was being sent to the wrong address. The total was $2,400. I was so upset I had to pay half. What are you talking about, Paula? So what? In the same time, I had to move by the end of May, still haven't found a new place yet. So I called my SP and he was trying to find out my tickets, etc. But I told him I need a hug. Yes, Paula, where's the rest of this? Part 3, he said, okay, I will let you know that, I'm busy, which is something he says to me, no follow-up, ignoring me. I've done so well up till today and I got triggered and bummed out today. Sticky notes with unfavorable thoughts, just trying to... Paula, what do you mean? So imagine that you don't have to pay the money. Imagine you found your house. Imagine all the good things you want, darling. Imagine favorably for yourself, please. You're undoing all your good work by allowing 3D circumstances to throw you like money and house situation. Don't look to him to solve your problems and console you. Console yourself. Guys, don't look to your SP to console you when something's going wrong. That's a real reliance on other people and a real lack of being able to self-soothe. Okay, I'm in a terrible situation right now. I need a hug. No, you don't. I know it's lovely to get a hug from someone, but guys, it's like a baby needing to be settled. Are you a baby that needs to be settled and picked up because you're crying, or can you self-soothe? Don't rely on them to make you feel better. See, everything you want working out, Paula. Don't undo all your fucking brilliant work, please. You've done so well. Sometimes I get very strong urge to reach out to SP and break no contact. I'm not sure what that is, but I want him to reach out honestly. Guys, look, a lot of you will get that urge. I've felt that before, and I've done those things before. And when I've done it, let me say, if you're not in a place of complete confidence, it won't work out. When my SP and I first split up, I did reach out to him when there was a crisis going on. There were like bushfires, and he lived where the bushfires were. And I reached out to him, and his response was wonderful and lovely to me. And I got triggered by the slightest thing he said. He said something like, "Oh, thank you for your concern. It's so sweet of you." And I got really thrown by that. Now I think about it, and I think, what was wrong with that? He was being really sweet, and I was like, "For your concern." I remember my response. I was like, "Well, good to know you're all right. Bye." And it was just like something like that. And then I contacted him another time after that, and the response was not good because I was already thrown by that response. So, guys, only ever reach out to them when you know you can handle whatever response they give you, but even better, you understand that response you're going to get is going to be great. You decide it's going to be great. If you don't decide it's going to be great and you have the slightest fear, it will turn out like that, or you'll be triggered by the slightest thing they say, which isn't even bad, like I did. Don't do that. Thanks for the super chat. Hang on, where am I? Missed a few. Is this live now? Yes. Hi, Loz, made live? Yes. Hi, do silent/subliminal affirmation audio work in your experience or waste time? What the fuck are they saying, Adora? Are they saying go get me a ham sandwich, go and join ISIS? I don't know what the fuck they're saying. So no. Unless you know the script of it, unless you for sure know that's what it says, I would not listen to that crap. Absolutely not. What's in it? Go and join ISIS. Go and kill some people in the street. Love affirmations. How do you know what's in it? I don't agree with them at all. Unless you can hear what they're saying, I would not listen to it ever. Never, ever. Make your own. Hey, Loz, maybe you're right. Trying to get back on subconcept manifesting. Maybe I need a new SP. How would I do that? Same as old SP, but a new guy that I haven't met yet. Marie, you're a gorgeous looking girl. Just decide that there are men everywhere. Decide that when you're out and about, you're open to other people. You're not closed off and other people will come. Trust me. Okay? Decide what it is you want in a man, Marie. Sit down and write your perfect man checklist, every quality you want in a man. And first of all, I think you'll decide that that guy does not possess a lot of those qualities at the moment. Okay? And you can see him completely differently, but it's a lot easier with a new person. So decide what you want any guy to be, whether it's him or someone else, and read that every night and decide that he's in your bed every night, Marie, and he has his arms around you every night, and they'll just come about, trust me. How did you manifest your voluminous wavy hair? I said, I have voluminous wavy hair. I have voluminous wavy hair. I love my voluminous wavy hair. I have voluminous wavy hair. I said it a lot. I've affirmed it a lot. Being affirming, I can't mess anything up. I'm doing everything correct. I kind of feel more and calm, even though I had a moment, but I feel gross today. I think I'm sick. Well, sometimes guys will get sick and it will throw you a little bit. Don't worry about it. Can't wait for your course, and your Facebook membership is up. And I imagine it. Yes! The Facebook group, guys, will be cheaper than the coaching, and you'll just be able to watch the coaching, me coaching other people if you don't want to do the coaching. Okay? And that's what the Facebook group will be. SP was in no contact. I say, he called today. He's been very sick, but was thinking about me all week. You teach the truth, Loz. Oh, okay. What's this, Christina? Hang on. Oh, Christina. SP was in no contact a week. You said give a good meaning, so I did. He called today. Has been very sick, but was thinking about me all week. You teach the truth, Loz. And here you were spiraling, Christina, and losing your fucking shit and thinking you fucked up and thinking you'd done wrong and thinking you distanced from you, and all it was he was very sick. But he was thinking about you the whole time. Now, will you stop beating yourself up, please, and thinking the worst? Thank you. Good job. Have been doing well, I thought. Third party shows up in a pic with his daughter at her bridal shower. Hit me hard. Feels like she's in deep. Well, then she will be. Guys, if you look at a picture and you read a whole lot of shit into it like she's in deep, well, then she fucking will. For all you know, the bitch turned up uninvited and she's a stalker and he's like in the picture and she's hanging out there. Hi. Sheila style on Bold and Beautiful. Hi, I'm just going to hang around while the person I murdered is in hospital just so I can suffocate her or turn off her IV in a minute. Hi, I'm still here. I'm a fucking stalker. For all you know, she's like Sheila on Bold and Beautiful, but you're thinking he's in love with her. You're reading into a whole lot of shit. Stop reading into pictures, guys. I've done that before. I've looked at pictures and then my SP next minute's like, some crazy bitch had her arms all around me tonight. Fuck who she was. And I was like, oh my God, I thought it was someone who liked him. And it was a girl who liked him, but he wanted nothing to do with her. Maybe he just needed a date for the wedding. Maybe the daughter invited him to the bridal shower because that's what daughters do. And they think that they're all loved up, but really can't stand the bitch. And he just needed a +1. Stop reading into it. Penny dropped today and realized there are no blocks. I'm the only cause. Wonderful. Having the knowledge is one thing, but when it's proven, it's mind-blowing. Yep, guys. Or am I doing something wrong? I don't know, Adriana. What did you say? I watched Jim Carrey's speech last night before bed, and I recommend everyone to watch it. It's the best thing to end your day, keep you going. It's wonderful. If anyone hasn't seen it, it's a big, long 30-minute speech, but there's also ones that's just snippets of his commencement speech to a university, and he's got a big yellow fluffy hat on and a big yellow gown, like mustard yellow. It's wonderful. How do you manifest no contact? I do not want to see them at all. Why, Kate? Okay, we'll just say they're not my reality anymore. They disappear. They don't contact me anymore. They're gone. They're gone out of my reality. I don't see them anymore. Say that. I do inwardly. I hope that makes sense. What are you saying, Samantha? Where's the rest of it? Guys, if these are in parts, it's really hard for me to know what the fuck you're talking about. Loz, you have 10,000 subscribers now. Congrats. I know. It's great. Thank you, darling. Oh my God, you're so right. Not true unless you think it's true. Look, guys, if I think this person who blocked me is a nut, they're going to be a nut. Or I could just think I really hurt their feelings. Or I could just think, wow, you're really thinking he's a nut. And now he's turned out to be a nut. Whatever you think is true is true. I could think they're madly in love with me and that's why they block me and then it'll be true. Whatever you think is true is true. So I've got to not think this person's a nutcase. And I don't think that about them. I'm just being mean. Right? Whatever you think is true will be true. So stop thinking that about them. Someone's blocked you, don't paint a bad picture about them. Someone's hurt you, don't paint a bad picture about them because whatever you think about them will be true. I don't think this person's a nutcase, okay? And I just was a little hurt by their actions, and that's me being triggered, right? I don't think badly about them at all. In fact, I completely understand why they acted the way they did and why they got triggered by what I said based on what I know about them as a person and their childhood. I completely understand why they did it. It's just that I find blocking a very extreme action to take against a person. So that's why I was very hurt by it. But I've got to think of this person as loving and caring and just deeply affected by what I said because it rung true in their mind or they just were affected by their old childhood wounds and they read my message with the lens of their old childhood wound across their face. They're not angry at me, they're just angry at life or angry about the childhood or angry at something. They're not angry at me. I didn't do anything wrong. And eventually they'll realize it and they'll message me because they'll realize, oh, I read the messages and realized you weren't saying what I thought you said at all. And I'll say, no, of course I wasn't. Why would you think that? Right? Whatever you think is true will be true. I can either think they're a nutcase and angry with me or think they're going to read the messages, understand it, and all it was a little trigger they had from childhood and they'll get over it. One of the two. But whatever I think is true will be true. Right? So think favorable thoughts, think good thoughts, think only loving thoughts about people, guys. And I do think loving thoughts about this person. Okay? And I completely understand why they reacted the way they did. I just found the reaction very extreme. Right? But I understand why they did it. Can you understand your person? Can you stand back and look at it and go, I understand why they're acting like that because I know them so well and I understand this about them or that about them. Or if you've been with an SB, guys, you pretty much know a lot about them, especially someone you've been with a long time. You've got to understand where their actions come from. And it's your thinking that's causing the action. I really explain that very well, but it's your thinking that's causing that action. So don't hold grudges against them or think badly about them. Hello, Loz. SP is back, but he seems so distant cold. I saw that. Do I repeat your question, guys? All of my relationships have ended because they didn't want a girlfriend, changed their mind when they met me, then went back on not wanting a girlfriend. What negative self-concept would this be? Well, you've got a real fucking negative story that everyone you've ever been with has ended because they don't want a girlfriend. You've got a real dominant story that men don't want girlfriends. So until you change that thinking, they won't want you as a girlfriend. There you go. Stop thinking that. On my birthday, my self-concept was on fire and SP very into me. Sadly, he didn't do anything special for me that night, and 2 days later, we were barely talking and he's distant. Do I advise he's not going back to the old story or just affirm? Well, Barbie, what story did you have about him when he turned up to your birthday and he was very into you, but he didn't give you this or didn't do anything or didn't do anything special for me? You got a real story about he needed to do something special, and because he didn't, I'm now judging him or I'm now angry at him or I'm now sad about it or I'm now triggered by it. So you're probably 2 days later barely talking because you got really hurt and triggered by the fact that you didn't do something special. Why do they need to do something special? I've got a real thing about birthdays and I expect something special. So I understand that. But you've also got to remember it's just another day. So you've got a dominant story about he wasn't going to do something special, or he's not the kind of guy who does that, or he's not overly caring and loving and giving and gift giving. Okay, whatever it is you were expecting was based on your thinking about him. So if you think he's the kind of guy who's not going to do that, but he'd just be into you and want sex from you, or want to spend time with you because he wants you for that moment, and next minute he drops you or ignores you, or whatever your story is about him, he'll be like that. So what was your story? He's really into me, but he didn't do enough for me. So he doesn't care enough about me. He doesn't love me. He doesn't deeply love me. He just wanted sex that night, or he just wanted to see me because it was my birthday to make me feel good. But after that, he didn't really do anything for me. He doesn't really care. He doesn't really care. What's your story about him? That's your story. You're sticky noting him with he doesn't care. He didn't even care enough to do something special for me. He didn't even care enough to do something for my birthday. He doesn't care. That's a whole lot of I'm not good enough. I'm not chosen by him. I'm not the priority thinking. Fucking fix that. He can't react any other way than that. If you don't think you're a priority to him, you won't be. And on your birthday, he won't do anything special for you because you don't feel prioritized by him. So until you start feeling like a priority in your own mind, he won't prioritize you. And then you'll get in fights by your own triggers that triggered you. It's only your triggers that's triggering you. That's why he's distant all of a sudden. Got it? Have you been doing my priority sleep tape? You clearly need to. Needed to hear that explanation. Thanks, Matt, for your question. I don't react either, but I need to change the way I see them. Please change the way I see them, guys. So annoying having mental arguments when you know better. Stupid old story. Look, mental arguments are the worst, guys. I do it all the time sometimes and then realize I'm doing it. I'm like, what am I doing? Exactly those. You can't describe your SP without describing him, what you assume him to be. Look, guys, I'm telling you right now, I had bad thoughts about this person in my mind for a few weeks. Like, they're a nutcase. What a terrible thought to have. They're not a nutcase. They just got triggered by what I said. Don't think badly about them, please. Best way to get rid of the sticky note is with affirmations. Yes, guys, and see them differently. Write a different version. See a different version. You're wonderful. Oh, thank you. How do you feel loved and chosen within yourself aside from just affirming? Write down all the qualities about you and think of all the qualities about you that people do love that you can believe right now. Like, I've got lovely blue eyes, or I have nice skin, or I'm kind, or I'm a giving person. Anything you can believe right now, and start believing those things too, darling. Which happens first? Do you think about me because I think about him, or I think about him because you think about me? Everything's you, darling. What are you talking about? If you're thinking about him all the time, it's not because he's doing anything. Everything's you, right? Don't start saying, oh, the reason why I'm obsessively thinking about them all day is because they're thinking of me first. Fuck no. That's some dumb fucking manifestation crap where you're like, he's thinking of me all day, so that's why I'm thinking him. No, it's called you're obsessed with thinking about him all day and you're not focusing on yourself or your self-concept. You're obsessively thinking thoughts about them and you're blaming it on them, thinking about you. It's got nothing to do with them. They can only reflect you in your reality. So if you're thinking of them all day, they won't be thinking of you. That's just you thinking. Guys, they're not doing anything to you in your reality. It's a bad explanation, but you see what I'm saying? Hi, Loz. I've been following you quite some time now and been working on what you said. I've been able to manifest a lot of things, but along with them, my negative thoughts also manifest. Yes, it happens. Apparently, you've been watching some other dickheads who tell you that negative thoughts don't manifest. I'm sorry, they do. Don't know why. It's because they were dominant, so they manifest. It's just how it works, guys. It's how your subconscious mind works. Please stop watching idiots who say, you can say things like, all my negative thoughts don't manifest. Really, bitch? But if I'm thinking negative thoughts all day, 90% of my brain is filled with negativity and negative thoughts. You're telling me that just saying that blanket affirmation a few times, just because you told me on a dumb video that I can do this, is going to just take away the 90% of thinking I've had all day that's dominant. No. Also, I've been manifesting a job in a different country. However, while affirming the job, there is always a question about what to do. Please help. Thank you for your guidance. However, while affirming about the job, there is always a question how, what to do. Oh, well, just imagine you've got the job in the different country. Imagine living there, imagine working there. Just don't worry about how it's going to come about. Just see yourself in that country. See yourself there now, darling. Okay, but guys, please don't fool yourself into thinking you're not going to think negatively. You will. The things negative won't manifest anymore. They probably will if you're dominantly thinking negative thoughts. You're really going to have to crowd out all other thoughts and think dominantly positive thoughts if you want positive things to happen in your reality. I'm sorry, it's simply how it works. And anyone telling you any difference are fuckwit. They're giving you some magic bean affirmation, saying things like, everything's working out for me, everything's working out for me. And then you can say that and think that enough. Well, yeah, everything will work out for you, but you're going to really have to dominantly think that. Every time something bad happens, really dominantly think that. Every time you think negative thought, say none of my negative thoughts manifest. You're really going to have to dominantly think those things. Otherwise, sometimes, unfortunately, negative thoughts will manifest. Right? Just know that you created it and don't be thrown by it. It's okay. I think that's how people should act if the SP is acting as the old version. Everything was a lie before until it became your dominant thought and manifested. Exactly, Jane. Everything was a lie before. Love that. Hi, what if SP went overseas without informing me? He is my boyfriend. I feel so mad and sad I reacted. Oh, wow, that would make me react too. Do you have a dominant assumption that people are going to reject you or leave you or abandon you? Where's that coming from? When you're a kid, darling, someone abandoned you in your reality, like a dad just disappeared or a mum just disappeared or someone died? Something happened there because you've got a real dominant assumption that people in my reality are either liars or I can't trust them or they abandoned me, one of the two. Where's that coming from? That's where it's come from. That's what happened. I wish I had you on retainer, lol. I could tap you for wisdom and support whenever I need. You explain things in such a simple and easy to understand way. It always makes me feel so much better. Oh, good, Nor. Hang on. Where am I? Danielle. Every time I see him with her, I just reminded that he's already with me. Good, do that. Donlin, even if third party is out of the picture, get your self-concept is still down the drain. The same cycle will happen in new relationships. Speaking of experience, Loz is right. Yeah, it's annoying, guys. How do I make my parents less strict? I'm 18 and can't even go out. My parents are so easygoing now. They think I'm so responsible. They think I'm so responsible. 18. They think I'm the most responsible 18-year-old they've ever met. They trust me now. I go out all the time because they trust me. Say that. Loz, everything was going great and I got my SP back exactly how I wanted. Oh, this is your question, Fran. Loz, everything was going great. I got my SP back exactly how I wanted. I got triggered by the goddamn third party and messed with the third 3D. I need to get back on the horse revision. Look, guys, you can revise it, absolutely. If you absolutely can revise it, go revise it, whatever it was you did. Or you can just decide that it doesn't matter how the fuck you acted. They don't care. They love you anyway. They thought it was cute that you acted like such a nut. They thought it was amazing. And the outcome is they love you and they're with you. Doesn't matter what I do, I can't fuck this up. And say things like that. You can either accept what you did and know that it's going to have a good outcome or revise it. Either way, you get the outcome you want. Either by revision or assuming they don't care. Or assuming you haven't fucked anything up. Just say, it doesn't matter what I do. I can't fuck this up. I haven't fucked this up. They love me. They're with me. That third party doesn't exist. That bitch has gone away. I'm with them now. I'm with my SP. My SP loves me. My SP's this. My SP's that. And work on your self-concept and why you got triggered in the first place. That reminds me, monkey mind. I saw a book on anxiety in Amarillo talking about the monkey mind. Had to buy. Oh, really? My brother gave me that expression. I'd never really heard it till he said it. I love teaching, not a teacher, but a para at an alternative school. I teach the kids math because the actual teachers don't have math skills. Oh, wonderful, Christina. Oh, I like it when teachers like teaching. I mean, I did enjoy teaching the kids. I just didn't like all the other stuff that went with it. I like to think of SATs as controlled daydreaming. Yes, it is controlled daydreaming, guys. See her lawyer object to his own question. Oh, that was fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious. And they're not letting them speak and they're saying no and just answer a yes, no question. Like they're constantly jumping in on them so they're hardly getting anything out of them. It's just the way they're operating the whole thing. And they're actually trying to antagonize Johnny. You can see they're trying to instill rage in him and make him annoyed. Even the faffing around with the papers and not finding evidence and stuff, I think that's on purpose to make him go, oh, God, oh, look how angry he is. Oh, an angry person. Look, proof that he's angry, proof that he probably abused her because look how angry he got just then. Oh, look how he got riled up and raised his voice. He's doing a really good job at not reacting. His lawyers probably schooled him like, don't you dare react. Don't you dare react. And he wouldn't anyway because he's not like that person. That's how he got in a relationship with her in the first place. Right? That's why he got abused because he never reacted. Except to bang some cupboards. Got to kill that ego. Kill the old man, the old me, yes. When ego comes in and wants to fight you and thoughts come up like, what if this is, what if that? What do you recommend? Got to kill that ego. Yes. Stop what ifing. The what ifing is you just not thinking things are going to work out for you, darling. Stop what ifing. You're creating the what if. Whatever you think is going to happen, or you created it. Stop thinking it's going to be the bad outcome. Why are my dreams more in line with my manifestations than my thoughts while I'm awake? Who knows, darling? We'll start focusing more on those dreams in the morning and start writing it down and start going, what did I dream about last night? Yes, that's going to come true today. Hi, Starving Space. I was killing myself with laughter at that. Oh, yeah, the guy fucking objecting to himself. Fuck, that was funny. Hi, Loz. Listening to you. Practicing LOA has been life-changing as I'm living in the end. I'm the wife. How to answer when I've been asked if I'm seeing someone. Can you help with responses while SP's in process? No, I'm not seeing anyone. Anyway, how are you? Change the subject. Tell the truth. Change the subject. or none of your business. But that seems like a triggered response. Just be like, no. Anyway, they'll go, oh, what about that old SP? I don't really want to talk about it. Do you mind? Stop talking about it with people and assume no one's going to ask you. Assume no one's going to ask you, and they won't. I creeped social media before I found law of assumption. Yes. Oh, this just jumped. Sorry, guys. Wow, it just jumped massively. Fuck. No. Oh, damn it. Wow, there's so many questions here, guys. I'm going to have to go quicker. I creeped social media before I found law of assumption. She is baby mama prior to me. I know I've been insecure about her. It's gotten better, believe it or not. Well, darling, if you've got this whole thing about the baby mama, then there's a whole lot of I'm not chosen, I'm not good enough, I'm not prioritized, and you're always going to think she's going to be in his life as a love interest rather than just the fucking baby mama. They're just a baby mama. Most guys who've got baby mamas can't fucking stand the bitch. Decide he can't stand the bitch and she's just around because they've got kids. They've just got kids, Princess Amy. Stop seeing you as not prioritized by him and not wanted by him because of that bitch. That's a whole lot of I'm not chosen thinking. I know because I've done it before about baby mamas. Stop it. Go and work on your I'm chosen, I'm prioritized shit because it's nothing to do with her. Hey, I was super sure I had SP off the pedestal. I've been doing self-concept and only affirming for him when I think of him. What else can I do to ensure I'm on the pedestal? That's the place for me. Well, just keep referring to yourself on the pedestal, everything about you that's on the pedestal, every quality that would ensure you're on the pedestal. And stop thinking about them. Every time you think about them, no, he's admiring me. Have an image of yourself up on a throne, high up, and you're looking down at him. Oh, hello down there. You love me, don't you? You love staring up at me because I'm so amazing. Mm-hmm. Hi, lovely. All of my relationships have ended. I saw that one. For the old story, I've just decided the past is in the past and the only way forward is the new reality I choose to create. That's great, Sarah. Hi, Loz. Your teaching has changed my life. You're the best. Thank you for your commitment and guidance. Oh, wonderful, Remy. Hi, Loz. I'm manifesting the promotion at work. I shall focus on money and abundant affirmations to directly have a perfect job. Focus on money and abundance affirmations or directly I have a perfect job. We'll say I'm so abundant now because I got this new job. This job's providing me with all the money I need. You can tie it together. The old story dies with the old me. No point in revising. Yes. Hey, Loz, discovered you both and law of assumption last week. My self-concept has been improving so much. Realised that I was dealing with fake queen and self-concept, and now I know how to truly level up. So excited. Oh, wonderful, Erica. Oh, I did that fake queen energy. I'm a mermaid. I did that for a while. My other comment disappeared. Oh, no, right again. Oh, here it is. Having three SPs is confusing. So I'm just going to step back in my queen energy and focus on self-concept and let the best man win. Do that, Nat. I knew one is a mix of SP1 and 2, the added bonus of tats, so we may just win. Oh, really? Wonderful. Yeah, I'm not blocking my SP. Would be easier to not be triggered, yes, but no, I'm keeping communication open. Guys, please try and keep communication open. Blocking someone comes from such a triggered place, and it says everything about you and nothing about them, except that maybe they believe that you're angry at them or whatever, or upset with them. But why are you so triggered in the moment that you need to block someone? I still love her, know she loves me, and is super depressed. I'm tempted to do something in the 3D, but don't feel like it's going to do good. A person influenced by her against our relationship. No. You've got a real dominant story that people don't support LGBT relationships in your reality, and someone then influenced her against your relationship because you feel defective in yourself for being gay in the first place, darling. So you've got a dominant assumption that there are people out there who don't agree with being gay or don't agree in gay relationships or don't agree with lesbians or whatever fucking story you've got. And so you've just manifested a person in your reality who's going to influence her, even though they're not doing anything of the sort. That's your belief because of your shitty thinking that you're defective, something's wrong with you because you're gay. Do you have a dominant thought that you being gay is wrong, or you had that dominant thought when you were a kid, or someone disowned you or made you feel bad for being a lesbian, or what's going on there? Nothing to do with her. And there's no one in her reality influencing her unless you believe there is. So stop fucking thinking that. And stop thinking she's depressed. Stop seeing her that way. Elevate them in your reality. Stop seeing them as having issues, depressed. All those things I was saying about that person before. If I keep thinking they've got issues, they're going to turn up with more issues than Vogue because I've got that dominant assumption about them. If I rise them in my estimation, think they've got no issues, they've got over it, they're not triggered anymore, that's how they'll be. But until I get that thinking out of my mind that they've got more issues than Vogue, they'll keep turning up that way and be a triggered bitch. So stop thinking that, Noelia. And tell me your history about being gay because there's something going on there. Got nothing to do with her. What does SP think when we are manifesting them? They don't think anything. I see SP in passing and sometimes he just stares. It's funny to me. I see it's beautiful. They're thinking what you're thinking. They're not thinking anything independently of themselves. They're reflecting your thinking. That's what they're thinking. Loz, what do you think Amber Heard's self-concept in love is like? She's obviously got some severe abandonment issues, which is why she, after she got a restraining order against him, then turned up at his hotel and climbed in his bed and said, I'm going to die without you. I feel like I'm going to die if I'm not with you. So she's got some severe abandonment. Severe. Now, I don't know if her and her sister Whitney were abandoned as kids by their dad, or she was palmed off by her parents to be some superstar, child star, and all they cared about was the money she was going to rake in by being a child actor or something. I don't know what the fucking story is. I actually have no information about her childhood at all. It's just the assumption I've got about her. I think she doesn't know how to express her anger, and so it comes out violently and explosively in arguments and violence and triggeredness. And either she came from an extremely volatile household or an abusive household, or she was seriously abandoned, and the only way she can actually express her anger is to be violent. So she gets possessive about people because they're her whole happiness, and without them, she's nothing. And she molds herself to them, decides to be like them in that narcissistic way, wears their clothes, likes their interests, loves bombs them, just like she did with him. And that's why he married her so quick, because he thought, oh my God, I've never felt love like this before, which is exactly what narcissists do to people, because they don't have a sense of their own self. And so they emulate people because their sense of self is completely lacking, which is why she's acted like him, spoke like him, had the same interests as him, wore the same clothes as him, turned into him. She's still doing it in court. Watch how many times she changes her hairstyle and her clothes based on what he's doing. It's really weird. It's making her look like a nut. Quick question. How do I know if revision manifestation worked? Because you'll manifest what you want. Your reality will change. I started listing You Can Heal Your Life since you started saying anything Louise Hay was great. Oh my God, it's amazing. Oh, good. I loved Louise Hay. Oh, well, she was amazing when she was alive. Wonderful woman. Louise is amazing at Eileen. Yes. What's this? Hi, Loz. Why do I tend to dwell on the old story and dramatic happenings on what would happen if we meet again instead of living in the end? I don't fucking know, Stevie. I forgave him and want to be with him. I saw him pass by my house a couple of days ago, but still blocked on everything. I assume I don't check or try to text him. How do I not get stuck on circumstances or think about the dramatics of it all? Well, darling, you're just in the state of he doesn't love me, he doesn't want me, hasn't worked, we're not together. Stop that, please. You've got to see you and him together as much as you possibly can. Are you working on your self-concept? Hey, Loz, what would be the best thing to do before bed? Like I said, seeing movement, even my friends are affirming he loves me. Should I be revising old story? Yes, you could be. Look, this manifester, this is my routine when I go to bed. I start imagining, having an imaginal scene before I go to bed. And as I wake up, I have imaginal scenes or whispered conversations, whispering technique or something. And I sometimes put on ASMR to relax myself. I really should put on my sleep tapes, right? But the best thing to do before bed is fall asleep in the wish fulfilled and wake up in the wish fulfilled. Imagine it's done whilst falling asleep. Fall asleep in the wish fulfilled as much as you possibly can. You can write down the old story in a journal and read it every night. That could be the revision of the old story. Write the new story and read the new story. Focus on the new story. Have an imaginal scene about the new story. Artistic madness. I get all positive tarot on my view page saying SP is going to confess his feelings. Don't believe in astrology, but I understand it's reflecting my thoughts, so I'm happy I'm getting movement. It's not astrology. It's different. Tarot is not astrology. It's just reflecting your thinking. Hi, Loz. Part 1. SP is back. Thank you. And showing up. Amazing. Oh, wonderful. I even thought I'd be the one to say he's saying my affirmations back to me. I never thought I'd be the one to say, do we need to write old story for friends and family or just change assumptions? Just decide they're happy you're back together and they can't even remember the old story about your relationship and what happened before. They can't even remember it. Get rid of the idea they've got dominant assumptions. They don't want you together or they don't like him. Get rid of that. That's wonderful, darling. Yes, I did have those thoughts. I was worried he would lose interest because of lockdown. Right. I didn't even think of this till now. What should I be affirming? I acted crazy and deleted him off socials. This is before I found you. I'm so glad I'm not that triggered now. Good chicken. Okay, listen. He misses me. Okay, so I had those thoughts about lockdown, but now it's not lockdown anymore, and he's got all the opportunities in the world to see me. He makes them. He makes the opportunities to see me. He knows I only acted crazy because I liked him. He doesn't think of me as a crazy bitch. In fact, he loved it. He loved the way I acted. He loves me. Work on your self-concept of being enough for him and seeing you and him together, and imagine it doesn't matter how you acted, he still loves you. I'm wanting to sell my furniture at or above asking price ASAP. I've moved 5 hours away from my old apartment. What affirmations is? I sold all my furniture so expensive. Everyone paid the price I wanted for my furniture. Imagine telling a friend. Loz doxed her with BPD. Not that I know anything about that. She has. Her clinical psychologist that was assessing her came on yesterday and said she has BPD. Mhm. It couldn't be more clear in that trial. Look, if anyone's watching that and still on her side and still doesn't understand that she lied the whole way through that UK case and the judge was believing every word, every lying fucking word she said, and if that had been a jury trial, she would not have won. But it was a judge trial only, judge only. And that judge was so biased and believed all her lies. I could get up in a stand as an actor and make up a whole lot of lies and make it convincing and do the crocodile tears. And as an actor, you can easily do that. You can do it on stage, you can do it in film. Why can't you do it in court? It's a skill. You're an actor. You're acting as if it's true, and people will believe you. That's why if you watch a film and something's happened to Julia Roberts and you're watching it, you're like, oh my god, poor such and such, the character's name. You've forgotten for a second it's Julia Roberts. You've been totally convinced by her good acting skills. Well, I don't think Ma'am is that good an actor, but she's certainly great in court. She's certainly great at acting the part of the downtrodden, abused wife. Fucking genius at that. Uh, I honestly very much think Amber Heard is very much like Marilyn Monroe, but not in a good way. Marilyn Monroe had a persona, and I think Amber's got a persona, and I think she's got a persona she feels will help her in Hollywood and in life, and that's not anywhere near the real her. Just like Marilyn Monroe's persona was nowhere near Norma Jean, and I just think that she has convinced so many people that the Amber Heard that she displays is her, and she knows full well it's not her, but she's fooled so many people, and she fooled Johnny. That's why he married her. He fell for the persona, and the judge in the UK fell for the persona. And now people are seeing through it because it's getting slowly, the onion's slowly getting unraveled. And she's just going to be this little nub of fucked upness. Good. And I hope his career flourishes after this and hers is just obliterated. Like she's ruined the Aquaman franchise. Like she's going to end up ruining Jason Momoa's fucking career because of it. It's not fair on him. There'll be people not watching the movie because of her. Loz, I don't want to even say or affirm this, but I haven't seen or talked to SP in 2 months. Is it bad that having a bit of a blur, seeing SP and visualizing them in the end, is that normal? Also, SP2 from Jim has been reflecting my affirmations and liking posts on IG. I've noticed I compare myself to others still. What do you suggest for this? Look, sometimes when you haven't looked at their photo a lot or haven't heard from them, haven't seen from them, your idea of their face does blur a little bit. It can happen. Okay. Sometimes when I haven't seen my mum for a while and I go to the old people's home, I'm really shocked at the way she looks because I've got an old memory of her face. And then when I see what she really looks like now, I'm kind of like shocked again when I see her again. Okay. It can happen, guys. It's just a natural thing when you haven't seen someone for a while. Don't worry about it. It's just natural. Okay. But yes, work on the not comparing yourself to others. Go and do my I am a third party sleep tape. I'm a third party. Banish third party sleep tape and work on that prioritizing yourself, darling, not comparing yourself to others, please. How does it work if I want to manifest a better life with SP and so does his ex? Are we in competition and who can manifest the best? I feel like it's a competition at times because of how he acts. Darling, Veruska, you've got the exact same problem a lot of people in here of comparing yourself to other girls and thinking they're the competition. They're not competition. You're just dreaming up the fact that they're competition. So until you start thinking that you're the priority, you're chosen, and there's no competition to you, every bitch will turn up as competition, especially that one. You feel like it's competition. Yes, that's your thinking. It's not a competition. You've got some real dominant, I'm not good enough. Other girls are better than me. Other girls are prettier than me. They're a threat to me thinking, and you've got to get rid of that. Otherwise, it will keep happening. What's this? I don't want to be comfortable thinking about the conflict and old story we always have, and I want to stop. We are currently in no contact. Well, stop fucking thinking about it then, Stevie. You're the only one who can control your own thinking. And I keep thinking he's coming because I keep coming up with different scenarios, how instead of thinking he's already here. Well, stop coming up with scenarios. That's not living in the end. That's the how. If you're always thinking things are coming in the future, won't that make it always stay at arm's length in the future? Isn't it better thinking it's already here now? Yes. Yes, please. I noticed that I was looking to him to comfort me during this time today. We had hugged sex 2 weeks ago. I just wanted that from him. I knew better, but fell for it. Paula, stop looking for him to fix your problems and give you comfort. Comfort yourself, please. Hey, Loz, big move with SP has been calling me a lot. Even today when his phone shut off, he found a way to call me. I also manifested more money and got a little raise at work. Oh, Jenny! Even found a way to call you when his phone was broken. Love that. Yes, Loz, I'm going to stop spiraling now. Good, Christina. Jesus Christ. I'm going to give you a fucking slap. Been struggling with self-concept and trying to reaffirm that the third party doesn't matter and she's not even a problem. Stevie, I can't fucking help you right now, darling, because you're spiraling a whole lot in the old circumstances, the old story, the third party. You're not living in the end at all. At all. When are you going to stop doing that? Lolly cracked me up, her showing up uninvited. She could have, for all you know. My ex in my friend group keeps talking down to me, being condescending. I've been going hard on my self-concept, was wondering what it is being reflected to me in affirmations to fix this behavior. You think you're not good enough. You think people look down on you. You think people judge you. You get criticized a lot. When you're a kid, you got criticized by your parents, so you assume people are going to criticize you. You think people are better than you. They think they're better than you. A whole lot of shit about your self-concept being reflected there, darling. Work on that. I'm chosen shit. I've done that before, looking at a pic and freaked out. Yep, please don't do that. I'd love a coaching call with you. I don't do them anymore, guys, but when the self-concept course comes out, I'll do hand-in-hand group or one-to-one group coaching in a group, but slots alone, one-to-one, once the courses come out. So I've got to get off these lives so I can actually finish this fucking course, and I've been here an hour and 20 minutes. Loz, can you comment about the belief that if I'm thinking about someone, they're thinking about themselves and not me? This is so confusing. It's just called, I want you to focus on your self-concept rather than constantly thinking about your SP all the time. So if you keep focusing on them, thinking about them, you're not focusing on you. I want you to turn around and put their focus on you. Are you thinking about you or you're just obsessed about them? It's a way to say, stop fucking obsessing about them. Told my SP to leave me alone for self-preservation before I discovered the law. Now I want him back, but I don't even look at my stories or posts on IG anymore, but he won't even look. How do I regain contact, please? Well, stop saying you upset him in your mind. Stop thinking you've upset him, that it's unattainable, that it's broken, that you fuck things up. Are you thinking all that? Oh, before I knew all this, I messed it up. Stop thinking that. How can I affirm understanding all the content from my final and doing extremely well? I did so well in my final. Go to the end of your past. A TikTok you posted said that once you affirm so much, you just know that your manifestations are coming, and it has been a game changer for me. I've been so calm, loving life, and not affirming as much. Oh, wonderful, darling. Great. Yes. Well, I finally called live at this time. I spoke to my daughter's boyfriend to help them get back together. She was supposed to travel out to see him next week, but he broke up with her. Yes. Where's part 2? Is it possible to manifest on a time crunch? I'm affirming I fix their relationship and she's there with him. Yes, decide that they're there together. To see her there together, see her ringing you and telling you from there that she's there. I got here safely, Mum. Thanks so much for everything you did for us. Oh, it's so great now. Or something like that. Still no visual movement with SP, but I know he's coming. Good, darling. Carla, SP texts me but asked for sexy pics. Well, you got a dominant assumption that's all they want from you, darling. Or that's all you're good for, one of the two. To meet up for sex, I see him different in my mind and see us committed together. I affirm self-concept mostly. What can I do differently? Stop seeing yourself as a sex object. Stop seeing yourself as that all you can offer. Stop seeing yourself as not good enough for anything but that, darling. That's a whole lot of I'm not good enough thinking. Where are you getting that from? Were you abused as a kid? Were you made to feel not good enough? Were you criticised a lot? What happened? The sticky note analogy is amazing, mind-blowing. I can see clearly how we label people and have to remove it. Look, think about what I said at the beginning of the live about that person, that they were triggered and they're a nutcase. I just labelled them with that. That's not true, but I labelled them with that based on their actions. That's not true, but I can believe that. It's not true. But if I keep thinking that, that's how they'll turn up. That's not really what I think about them. But if I continue to think it, it'll be true. Stop sticky noting them with anything that you don't want. Anything you describe them as negatively, guys, take that sticky note off, please. Put a new one on that's favourable. Is it possible to manifest? Yes. I persisted for so long. I was feeling great, and boom, my SP told me that I'm not even his girlfriend, even though we've been dating for 2 years. Oh, no, darling. I don't buy into it, though. He says he wants to marry me, but not girlfriend. What? He's confusing, but I keep persisting. Maybe I affirm too much of being married, not being girlfriend. Do you have a dominant assumption he doesn't love you or something? Or you're the ideal wife, but he doesn't actually love you, or he's not attracted to you, or he's doing it for other reasons? What fucking story have you got about him, darling? It's really fucked up. What story have you got about yourself not being loved by him? Why? Why have you got that story? What's happening, Loz? Curious of what you think of Donald Glover's affirmations. Never heard of this person. Donald Glover's affirmations. Don't know who that is. Guys, if you're mentioning YouTubers I've never heard of, don't know who they are. My affirmations is for my daughter and son to pass the next grade. Why I get a sinking feeling. Sometimes when I think about it, I hate it because they'll pass the next grade. We'll just see them in the next grade. Why are you assuming they won't get in the next grade? See them there. I wish you could fit in my purse. I could use you like me, a Gazoo in the Flintstones. I could use you with me like Gazoo in the Flintstones. Who's Gazoo in the Flintstones? Oh, someone who talked to Fred Flintstone. I have to look that up. I used to watch the Flintstones. I can't think of that. I'm just letting go of my emotions. It really triggered me, but I can create a better reality. I just need to know how to create boundaries with SP and mum continuing the negativity. Well, stop thinking you need to create boundaries. Stop thinking they're negative. If you think your SP and your mum are negative and you're going to have to set boundaries. You have to set boundaries. You don't have to set boundaries. Maria, why are you thinking the negative? Why are you thinking they don't want what you want? Where the fuck are you getting that from? Where's the first part of this? I can't find the first part, but you got a fucking shit story about the SP and them and the mum being negative. You don't need to create boundaries in the 3D. I don't teach that shit. Go and watch my video called Setting Boundaries Doesn't Work in my YouTube, because you're apparently thinking that doing things out here is going to change things. You've got to stop thinking about them that way and then they'll change. Setting a boundary won't do shit, darling. Just make you look like a nut. Hey, Loz, are you seeing my super chats? Yes, I did, darling. Oh, tarot isn't astrology? No. Got nothing to do with astrology. Laugh my ass off. See, I got a clue. Just happy. It's just based on the cards. It's reading of the meaning of the card. This is the Hierophant. This is the Empress. This is the Emperor. This is the Sun. This is the Moon. The Moon means mystery, lying, blah, blah, blah. The Hierophant means this. The Empress and the they've each got a meaning. Each card's got a meaning, and all they're doing is interpreting what's happening in your reality based on the meaning of each card, because each card holds meaning, right? It's got nothing to do with astrological planets and alignment and astrology, right? Nothing to do with star signs or astrology. Nothing to do with it. It's a totally different thing. It's interpretation of each card's meaning. It depends on the tarot reader. They could interpret the cards well or not very well. Loz, just replied to your super chat. Okay, good. Hi, Loz. SP went overseas without telling me. Yeah, I saw that one. There were more than 2 super chats. What? Where's the other one? There were more than 2 super chats. I'm not sure if you saw them. Yes, I saw both of them, Miss Manifesto. I've answered them now. Oh, my gosh. I was taking this Amber Heard business birds for land. Then my soon-to-be ex-wife is BPD, and they're entangled in court. Oh, we're entangled in court. Oh, well, use that then, darling. Amber Heard was also abused her ex-wife in 2009 when they were in Washington State. Yep. When I visualize, I keep saying it in third person when I know it should be in first person. Well, don't worry, darling. If you can't do it in first person, don't beat yourself up. When I see SP in person, it's a healthy dose of reality. The old me would stew and go wild with thoughts of him on a pedestal. Not anymore, never again. I'm the priority 90%. Wonderful, darling. Hey, Loz, things have been going great with SP. I've been living in the end. He's constantly telling me how much he misses me. Oh, Kimberly, love it. Loz, will you be going on TikTok? Probably later today, maybe not. Definitely tomorrow. All right, guys, I've got to go soon. Loz, will you be on TikTok? Hi, beautiful. Affirmations, stop thinking of a third party. Well, you've got to think you're chosen and the priority, darling. You keep thinking about them, you're just not thinking you're chosen by your SP. Because seeing you and your SP together and banish that bitch from your mind and work on your self-concept being a priority. Being affirming for new friends, is there anything else I need to do besides leave the house? Well, just start saying, I'm everyone's favourite person. I've got so many new friends. I make friends online and in person all day long. Not Childish Gambino. Why are we talking about Childish Gambino? Been reading Neville, swear reading his books is a game changer and how I view life and who I want to be. I live as if I already have what I want. Oh, that's wonderful, Kimberly. I'm in Childish Gambino. It's so funny. What's this? Why are we talking about Childish Gambino? Did I miss it? Yes, he was a Martian that floated beside Fred. He was brilliant, as are you. Oh, I don't remember a Martian in the Flintstones. What's a Martian in the Flintstones? Yes, he literally told me that once he's ready, he'll sleep at my door to marry me, but he doesn't believe in having a girlfriend. I always affirm that he's deeply in love with me and wants to marry me. So half of it came true, but apparently I'm no girlfriend. I don't even want it anymore. I'll keep assisting the same affirmations. Stop believing the story he told you. How do you feel loved and chosen within yourself aside from affirming? Start thinking of all the qualities in yourself that you can start to believe that people have actually said about you. Donald Glover is Childish Gambino. Oh, Childish Gambino is Donald Glover. Oh, right. Why has he got a whole lot of affirmations, does he? Oh, okay. Self-concept clearly not good. Well, what happened about him? I don't understand what the question was. So what do I think about his affirmations? What did he do? I know the song, This Is America song. What exactly does it mean to be the person who has it all? Meaning you have everything you want. Either you can think of it as like you're rich and wealthy and got a luxurious life having it all, or you can think you've got all the love in the world, or the career's going so well, you've got everything. Career, love, happiness, lifestyle, family relationships, everything. Hey, Loz, I've sent you a message for a coaching session on Messenger. Was that the right spot? No, darling, because I don't do coaching right now. Okay, I stopped in July. Unfortunately, guys, when you watch the YouTube, if you haven't been on my TikToks or my Facebook group, you won't understand that these are really old replays. They're about 6 months old. Okay, so I used to do coaching. I'll be doing it probably by the end of next month, okay? What are your I am chosen affirmations? Well, they're in the I am chosen sleep tap, guys, so use the ones in there. I think whoever asked is clearly a huge fan and maybe wanting to know what were his affirmations for his success? I've no idea, darling. Well, I'm shipping out to you your yellow rose embroidery and tulip embroidery soon. I'm almost done. Oh, Star Moon Space, I can't wait. How exciting. Oh, love it. I hope there's not a delay. I'm still waiting on John Johnson's wedding invitation with his SP, and I still haven't got it. And he sent it months ago. All right, guys, what am I going to call this? Johnny Depp. We'll talk about Amber Heard, Amber Heard's self-concept. And what else do we talk about in this live? Third-party fears. Oh, sticky note. What can we call that? How you describe your assumptions of SP or something, or sticky noting them with bad thoughts or something like that. Okay, guys, that'll be the thumbnail will be red with white writing, and you'll be able to watch it back in a second. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me, and thanks for all the super chats, and I'll be seeing you soon. Sticky noting, yes, sticky noting, sticky notes, bad sticky notes. Amber Heard self-concept. All right, that's what I'll call it. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you later on TikTok. Bye, guys.